Growing old does not necessarily mean that a couple must always live together under the same roof. Perhaps that idea is nothing more than an old custom, and as the years go by, it becomes even more important to find a way of living that brings peace to both partners. Sometimes, being together all the time is not as wise as keeping a little distance. In reality, two fully grown adults who interfere with each other's lives day after day can easily become tired. Small differences turn into frustrations, and conflicts slowly pile up. Tastes differ, daily rhythms do not align, habits and even eating preferences are often at odds. When we try too hard to force perfect harmony, what we usually end up with is exhaustion and emotional strain. That is why having one's own space can also be a form of respect and genuine care for one another. Being alone does not necessarily mean loneliness. On the contrary, it can be a freedom gained later in life, a space reserved for oneself that becomes a refuge of calm. In that silence, we learn how to breathe peacefully, reflect on the life we have lived, and heal the wounds that still remain. When two people are together too closely, even the smallest words can spark arguments. Yet when a little distance is allowed, gratitude grows and affection deepens. It is in absence that we truly recognize the value of the other, and in reunion that the heart opens with even more warmth than before. Love is not proven simply by sharing the same roof. True love does not come from possession or from the obligation to adapt, but from respecting freedom and honoring independence. It is not through control, but through acceptance, that a mature and radiant affection is born. In the final stage of life, each person has the right to live in their own way. Forcing oneself to constantly adapt only creates fatigue, while choosing peace and respecting each other's opinions is without doubt a courageous and wise decision. Reaching old age does not mean we must cling to the belief that couples are bound to stay side by side at all times. Sometimes, there are values even more important than romantic love: serenity, calm, and the freedom to breathe without restraint. In the end, life in old age is not about forcing coexistence, but about finding the path that offers each of us the greatest peace and happiness. May your later years be filled with serenity, freedom, and true joy. That is the deepest wish we can hold for a fulfilling and gentle maturity.